Last week at the United Nations, a resolution was adopted to recognize slavery as the gravest crime against humanity. At first glance, this looks simple. Who would disagree with that? But when the vote happened, 3 countries said no, 55 abstained. And that is where things get interesting. Because if you want to understand how global decisions really work, this is exactly the kind of moment to pay attention to. And if you want more of this, make sure you subscribe. Because this was never just about history. It was about consequences. Take the case of United States. Its vote is often explained as a legal issue. But in reality, there are 2 very concrete concerns. First, reparations. In the US, there is an ongoing debate about whether people should be compensated today for the history of slavery. And stronger international language can reinforce those claims. It can be used in courts, in political debates, and in policy discussions. Second, a legal principle. The idea that you should not apply today's legal standards to actions from the past. The concept of crimes against humanity has developed much later. So applying it in a stronger way to historical events can create legal and political consequences. So this vote is not about denying history. It is about avoiding legal, financial, and political exposure. Now, Argentina, officially, its objection focused on the wording. It rejected calling slavery the gravest crime because that creates a hierarchy between atrocities. It also argued that the text was not open to changes. And beyond that, the current government does not want to commit to something that could have consequences later. So this is not only about the text. It is about not locking itself into future obligations. And then there is Israel. Israel said it fully recognizes the scale and cruelty of slavery, but it does not accept language that creates a hierarchy between crimes. It warned that calling one crime the gravest could diminish the gravity of other atrocities, including the Holocaust. So this is about how historical crimes are defined and ranked at the international level. And then we have the 55 countries that abstained. And this may be the most revealing part, because abstaining is not neutral. It is a strategic choice. Most of these countries did not disagree with the resolution, but they were not ready to support what comes with it. Because once you move from recognition to responsibility, the implications become real. Reparations, legal exposure, political costs. So abstention becomes a way to stay aligned with the principle without assuming the consequences. So what does this vote really tell us? That while most countries agree on history, they are far less willing to deal with what that recognition would require today. And this is something we see repeatedly in the United Nations. On issues with major impact for humanity, states often support the principle, but states hesitate when the decision carries significant domestic consequences. And that is the real tension in global politics. It is not about whether something was wrong. It is about who is willing to be held accountable for it.